Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the wild, heart-pounding world of The Domestics, a 2018 post-apocalyptic thriller that's all about survival, love, and straight-up chaos. Join Mark and Nina as they fight through gangs, betrayal, and a world gone mad. Buckle up, cause this recap's gonna hit hard. Let's roll. They're in their garage, ready to bolt, when the door screeches open. 3 gang members barge in, scavenging for anything they can get their hands on. Mark's heart races, he grabs Nina, and they duck behind some crates, holding their breath. Before they can even think, another car roars into the garage, and a stranger with a gun mows down the intruders in a hail of bullets. Mark doesn't wait to ask questions. He jumps into their car, floors it, and they peel out, leaving the chaos behind. They find a house off the beaten path to crash for the night, but the second they step inside, they're hit with a grim sight. 2 bodies sprawled on the bedroom floor, probably the former owners. Mark's stomach churns, but he wraps the bodies and drags them outside while Nina tries the radio to reach her mom. Static. No answer. They settle into a clean room, exhausted, trying to catch a moment's rest. But outside, an old man spots them, his eyes glinting with something Mark can't quite read. Friend or foe? Hard to tell in this world. Morning comes, and it's worse than they feared. The nail gang rolls up, led by a guy in a helmet who's all business. They've nabbed the old man and his wife, and Helmet Guy's got one thing on his mind: entertainment for his crew. He demands to know where to find women, threatening the old woman's life. The old man, trembling, spills about the young couple he saw last night, Mark and Nina. Helmet Guy doesn't even blink. He shoots the old man dead, and his lackey buries an axe in the old woman's skull. Cold, brutal, done. The gang hops on their bikes and heads straight for the house Mark and Nina are hiding in. Mark's washing up when he spots a motorcycle tearing toward them. "Nina, wake up!" he hisses, adrenaline spiking. Helmet Guy's already at the door, his goon kicking it in like it's nothing. Mark shoves a gun into Nina's shaking hands, whispering, "You've got this. Stay calm." He grabs a screwdriver, his only weapon, and slips into the shadows. Helmet Guy, now lounging on the couch, spots a single blonde hair, Nina's. He sends his lackey upstairs, axe in hand. The guy's halfway to the bedroom when Mark hears the creak of the floorboards. No time to think. He charges, tackling Helmet Guy to the ground. They're a tangle of fists and fury, rolling across the floor. Mark's fighting for his life, and with a desperate thrust, he drives a screwdriver through the guy's hand, pinning it to his own glasses. Blood pools. Helmet Guy's done, or so it seems. Mark doesn't wait to check. He grabs Nina, jumps in the car, and they tear out of there, hearts pounding. On the road, the radio crackles with rumors of a rogue from the Cherry Gang. A lone wolf of a woman freeing captives and leaving no gang member alive. Mark and Nina don't have time to process it. They're low on supplies and pull into a convenience store, hoping to scavenge something, anything. Out of nowhere, a gun's at their backs. They freeze, but the guy lowers his weapon and pulls off his hood. It's a big guy, calls himself Big D, flashing a grin and offering a handshake. "Live nearby," he says. "Come to my place. My wife's cooking's the best." Mark's skeptical, but what choice do they have? They're chatting, almost relaxing, when a car pulls up outside. Mark and Nina dive for cover, but Big D's cool as ice, bragging about his wife's recipes like it's Sunday dinner. Then, bam! A burst of gunfire cuts through the air. The intruders drop, dead before they hit the ground. Big D's son, Little D, had been lying in wait, picking them off like it's nothing. Their car is acting up, so they decide to head to Big D's place for repairs. They don't get far before a convoy of cars forces them to stop. It's the Hillbilly Gang, and Big D knows them. He tells Mark and Nina to stay put while he steps out to take a leak. The gang's leader recognizes Big D and starts yapping about how the gambler gang stole some women from them. His eyes land on Nina in the car, and he brags about a dark-haired woman they've got tied up in their own ride. What they don't know? She's the lone wolf from the radio, and she's not their prisoner by accident. The leader asks Big D who's in his car. Big D just shrugs, says he's heading home for dinner. Little D, hidden in the car, has a machine gun ready. The leader sees it and backs off, letting them go. At Big D's place, he hands Mark a repair manual for the car. Over dinner, the mood's heavy. Big D's wife notices Nina's cold with Mark and pulls her aside. Nina opens up. They were on the brink of divorce when the world fell apart. Now she's lost, unsure how to feel, while Mark's still fighting to save their marriage. Big D's wife lays it out plain. In this world, a man who's got your back is rare. Hold on to him. Meanwhile, Mark's in the kitchen with Big D, washing dishes. He compliments the meat they ate, asks if he can trade bullets or gas for some. Big D's eyes get weird. "You seen any animals since this all started?" he asks. Mark's gut twists as the truth hits. The meat was an animal. He gags, barely holding it together, while Big D calmly explains that in this world, eating people is just survival. Be a monster, or they'll walk all over you. Mark's had enough. He's ready to grab Nina and run. Big D's tone shifts, dark and cold. "Leave, and your food. Nina? She'll go to another gang." Nina walks in, sensing the tension. Big D plays it off, offering more wine like nothing's wrong. Then the front door bursts open. It's Helmet Guy, alive, one eye gone, holding Big D's daughter hostage. He demands Mark and Nina. Big D doesn't hesitate. He agrees to hand them over. But Little D's creeping up behind, ready to strike. Mark doesn't wait to see how it plays out. He grabs Nina, they bolt to Big D's car, and peel out as gunshots echo behind them. Nina's shaken, snapping at Mark that she's done with this dangerous game. They're arguing when two gambler gang snipers on a bridge ahead take aim. A shot rings out, hitting Nina in the shoulder. Mark swerves, flooring it back the way they came. Big D, now alone, having lost his wife and daughter in the chaos, blames Mark and Nina. He radios the hillbilly gang's leader, striking a deal. "The woman's yours. I just want the guy." The leader agrees, but when he rallies his crew, he finds them all dead, taken out by that lone wolf. A club to the head, and he's down too. The dark-haired woman, the lone wolf from the radio, proves she's no one's prisoner. She's in a warehouse, grabbing a machine gun, smashing open a door, and freeing a group of captive women. With a stolen car, she roars off into the night. Meanwhile, Mark and Nina hole up in another house. Nina's gunshot wound is bandaged, but she's restless. Waking up, she replays their fight from the day before, her heart heavy. She slips off her wedding ring, leaving it on the table, and finds a note from Mark. He's out scavenging for food, urging her to rest. Nina pulls on a jacket, ready to step out, but spots another note on the door. Mark's rigged a trap outside for protection. Grabbing the car keys, she climbs out a window, avoiding the trap. In the garage, Nina finds a working car. Score! She heads back to pack, but another of Mark's notes stops her cold. "If you want to leave, follow your heart." Memories of Mark's kindness flood back, leaving her torn. Unable to decide, she says screw it, grabs a bottle of whiskey, cranks some music, and dances wildly through the house, letting the chaos of the world slip away. Exhausted, she crashes on the couch, unaware that the dark-haired woman is watching her from outside. Meanwhile, Mark's scavenging next door when he pushes open a door and freezes. Big D and Little D are tied to a bed, gagged. Before he can react, a man in a suit steps in, cool as ice, telling Mark to drop his gun. "Know these guys?" he asks, smirking. He admires Mark's will to survive, but loves a good show more. He opens a door, revealing a hulking brute, and forces Mark into a fight to the death. Win, and Big D's family goes free. Mark's no match for the giant, but he's not backing down. He lands a solid kick, aiming for a weak spot, but the brute doesn't flinch. A massive fist sends Mark flying, and soon he's choking in a chokehold, vision fading. Somehow, the fight ends with Big D and Little D freed. Mark's sacrifice paid off. Big D, no longer holding a grudge, lets it go. The brute, too, seems released from his own torment. Back at the house, Mark finds Nina's packed bags and realizes she nearly left. He carries her, drunk and passed out, to bed, his heart aching but resolute. When Nina wakes, she sees Mark outside practicing with his gun. She joins him, asking to try. Her first shot's way off, but Mark patiently coaches her, and soon she's hitting every target. Nina admits she thought about leaving, but chose to stay. "I've got something to show you," she says, her voice soft but sure. The dark-haired woman slips into their room, spotting Nina's wedding ring on the nightstand. She pockets it, her intentions unclear. Nina leads Mark to the garage, revealing a car she'd always dreamed of, pristine despite the world's collapse. It sparks memories of their early days when love was easy. Caught up in the moment, they're about to get cozy in the car when masked men burst in, gambler gang goons. Mark and Nina are dragged to their headquarters, where the boss, seeing a couple, decides to make things fun. They're shoved into a room packed with jeering gamblers, tied to chairs with one hand, each locked into gloves holding revolvers. A twisted Russian roulette game begins, with a crowd betting on their lives. The host lays out the rules. 1 bullet per gun for the first round. Survive 3 rounds unharmed, and they'll add 2 bullets per gun. Make it through 6 rounds and they're free. Nina, defiance in her eyes, demands they skip to 2 bullets in Mark's gun and end it in 2 rounds, upping the stakes. The crowd goes wild, bets flying. Round 1, both survive, hearts pounding. Round 2, the host counts down and Mark's gun clicks. Bam! He slumps, blood pooling. The gamblers erupt, some cheering, others furious. A heavyset woman who lost big starts a brawl with her bookie. In the chaos, Nina slips her free hand out, snatches a gun from the host's boot, and unties Mark, who's miraculously alive but barely hanging on. With one pistol, she holds the room at bay, grabbing her jacket back from a wolf-masked thug. The heavyset woman, fuming, gives them 5 seconds to run. Nina hauls Mark out, dodging bullets as the gang gives chase. At the car, 2 sentries spot them, but the dark-haired woman appears, dropping both with precise shots. Nina floors it, leaving the heavy-set woman and her crew in the dust. They drive straight to Nina's mom's place. Mark wakes, his wound patched up. Nina, devastated, learns from a neighbor that her parents didn't make it. She tells Mark, her voice breaking, but thanks him for getting her here. She steps out to ask if the area is safe. The neighbor says it's mostly secure, with occasional gambler gang trouble. They've built barricades, posted rooftop lookouts, and rigged a key road with explosives. Unknown to them, the dark-haired woman's in the neighborhood, perched in an empty house, scanning the area through a sniper scope. While Nina's cooking, she spots a neighbor acting shady, whispering into a radio. She follows, overhearing gang chatter and the roar of approaching cars. Grabbing a neighbor's young girl, Nina rushes back, handing Mark a gun to protect the kid. She grabs a shotgun and heads out. The gambler gang storms the neighborhood, but the dark-haired woman's machine gun cuts them down from her perch. A rooftop lookout joins the fight, picking off stragglers. The heavy-set woman's about to rally her crew when Nina opens fire, sparking a brutal shootout. As Nina reloads, a bull-masked thug creeps up behind her, but Mark spots him and drops him with a shot. Nina tosses a homemade grenade, disorienting the enemy. Just when it seems they're winning, an armored car roars in. Hillbilly gang remnants, tipped off by the traitorous neighbor. They mow down the remaining gamblers, their armor shrugging off bullets. Nina sprints to the rigged road, cranking a detonator to arm the explosives. The hillbilly gang's tank smashes through barricades, closing in. The dark-haired woman slips into Nina's house, finding Mark wounded. She hands him Nina's wedding ring, but before she can say more, a shot takes half her head off. The heavy-set woman's back, gun raised, ready to finish Mark. Nina bursts in, blasting her dead, but there's one loose end. Nina heads to the traitor's house, finding the woman's body, a gang tattoo on her arm confirming her betrayal. A trail of bloody child-sized footprints leads to the neighbor's girl, hands and feet stained red, staring blankly. The fight's over. Mark and Nina collapse on the couch, exhausted. Mark takes Nina's hand, sliding the wedding ring back on her finger. Their hands locked tight, forged by blood and survival. After all this, they're in it together, till death. If you love this recap, smash that like button, drop a comment. Tell me, would you survive this apocalypse? And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a recap. Let's keep the vibe alive. See you in the next one.